Welcome back. Got us another little project today. This is a Poulan Pro PP4218A-42cc engine. This customer is using this saw today and said the sprocket locked up. He took a few parts off. It was actually brought to me in this shape. Said that he tried to get the sprocket off of it. He couldn't get it off thanks to clutches froze up. Well, what I'm about to show you is an easy mistake to make, no matter how many times you're running the saw. Especially if you're out there hot and you're trying to get done with something and you ain't paying attention. But sometime before you think it might be your clutch locked up, they put this device on a lot of chainsaws now. It's called a chain brake. Look at there. That made all the difference in the world. Slid right off. Now, a lot of shops had just took this to them. They'd have went in there, cleaned it out, threw a little oil on the bearing, called you back. You paid a half-hour charge, depending on where you took it, $30, $75. Not just because this guy's a friend, but just because that's not my character. I'm gonna put that pin and all back on. Changing needs a little bit of sharpening. It ain't too bad, but I'm gonna put a sharpening on it, grease that bearing, charge him very minimal amount of money. Sure won't be no half hour's worth, and in the end he'll be happy, I'll be happy, and he'll be coming back. Kind of something else you want to really pay attention to if you do your own sprocket greasing. Make sure you don't put too much grease on them bearings. If you do, what happens is when you crank that saw the first time and that sprocket starts spinning, it throws it out in here. And then when your clutch tries to grip, it starts slipping. Next thing happens, it starts smoking, and a lot of people think that their sprocket is burned up, or their clutch is burned up. Take it to a shop, they put you a clutch on it. You spend $70, $80 for something that you just had too much grease in it. You could have took it out, took a gas rag, wiped that out, wiped the face of your clutch shoes off, put it back on and been good to go. So the message there is minimal grease, very minimal grease. I've inspected the clutch shoes, they look good. Not no grease or anything like that on them. I'll put a little amount of grease on this sprocket bearing. So we're going to slide it back on. We're going to put this washer on. And next we're going to put this circlip back on. I usually don't like to reuse a circlip, even though they're probably fine. But this particular model, there's no room on there for a wide circlip. And all my circlips are not this thin. That circlip is thin. And there's nothing wrong with that circlip is thin, nothing wrong with that. So I'm not going to replace it with a fresh one because I don't have any that thin. And there's not enough room on that shaft for a thicker one. I'm sure this will function just fine. You want to ensure when you put that clip back on there that it actually sits in that groove. If it don't, when you crank this thing up and go to using it, it's going to spin off. Then you could damage your sprocket, you could damage your shaft, you could damage that bearing inside, and this leads to more problems. Take a few seconds to make sure that that fits into that groove. Since we got it on the bench here, and since we do know that the customer did tamper with it, we're going to fire it up and make sure that we're getting oil out of that oil hose. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'd hate to send this back out to the customer. He goes to using it and it's not oiling. I like to check saws out, and I think we're also going to pull that top and make sure that air filter don't need blowing out.
Okay, so maybe with a little rough around the edge.
And we do have oil. Next we'll check that breather and see if it needs blowing out while we're out here.
The point is that you need to let this off this old path. He needs
That air filter looks awful.
They got caught. Stop right now. You got to follow Brian around and do everything he does. What? Come on, Brian. You better.
We're gonna try to blow it out. I'm gonna tell the customer he needs an air filter. All he wanted us to do was get the clutch problem fixed. So, if I had one of these on hand, I would probably go ahead and change it. But seeing how I don't have one on hand, what I will do is get a hold of the customer, and if he wants me to put one on it, I'll go by and get one. If not, he can go by and get one. But it does need an air filter, but we're going to go ahead and blow this out since we're right here. And just for the record, I am not a fan of blowing out air filters. There are some styles that are made to blow out. These felt type are not made to blow out, they're made to replace. And just because I got it here, we're going to reach in there and fill that fuel line and see if we can find it. Make sure that fuel line's good. That fuel line feels good. And I'm not looking for something to charge a customer for. I just hate for a customer to get something back, then something else goes out, and happens when he's trying to use it, and he don't know no better, and now you've ended up costing him time to use the product. Plus now he's going to have to pay you labor again to come back and repair the product. And that might be a good money-making opportunity for a repairman, but that ain't good business. Are you going to catch it every time? No. But you will a lot. This bar, it looks pretty good. Doesn't appear to be spread open. Tips of the roller protrude up above the top. They're rounded. I see this bar does have some grease fittings in it. There's no grooves cut into the bar. One little groove there, but that's not a major deal. So we're going to blow that out and put a little grease down in there. Then we're going to sharpen that chain and put it back together. This fella will be ready to cut some wood. I blowed it out with compressed air and got all the sand and dirt out of it.
I'm sorry.
We'll pop a little grease in there. Oh yeah, we got a good grease penetration. Next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and put a good sharpening on that chain. The chain appears to be in pretty good shape overall. So not a lot of stretch in the chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him a good edge on there. So clean the air filter, check the fuel line, ensure that the unit was oiling, reinstalled the sprocket, greased the sprocket bearing, greased the bar tip bearing, inspected the bar, sharpened the chain. So now we're going to test the unit. I guess tip of the day would be, when all else fails, check the handbrake.